Okay, welcome. We are going to start. Okay, can you hear me? All right, Kevin, welcome. Just so you know, and FYI, this is supposed to be an interactive masterclass, a workshop. Uh, so there will be some activities. Okay, so I hope you are using your system. I hope you are using your computer. Yep. All right. Awesome. Okay, so we will start. I will start for the sake of time so that we can be able to cover lots of ground. So, welcome to this workshop series, which is a masterclass on Python programming. In the next 4 weeks, we're going to look at how to program using Python language. We're going to look at the ins and the outs, the tricks, as well as the syntax and semantics of Python programming. This is the first session. We are going to have a session each and every week uh, in this month of February. Every Wednesdays at the same time, we will have the subsequent sessions. So we're going to have a total of 4 sessions, and I'm hoping that within those 4 sessions, we will be able to cover the basics and fundamentals of programming with Python. Okay, so my name is Abubakar San Ali. I have a PhD in electrical engineering and computer science. My specialization is in building AI powered systems. I am currently a visiting researcher at Khalifa University in the United Arab Emirates, and I'm a full-time lecturer at Bayero University, Kano. This is my LinkedIn profile. You can scan this barcode to connect with me. The host institution is called Asatora Services, a company based in Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. And what we do at Asatora Services is we provide consultancy services. We also provide training and workshops as well as research and development. So if you want to get resources for the workshop, recorded sessions, you can scan this barcode, which will take you directly to our YouTube channel, or you can go to YouTube and you can search for Asat Academy. You will be able to see this logo as the logo of the channel, and you will be able to see the recorded sessions of all our previous workshops, not just Python programming, which we are doing. So we normally upload our workshop videos within a week. So you will be able to obtain or see the recordings after in at most 1 week from the day of the workshop. So before the next session, you will be able to see the workshop on our channel. If you want an earlier access to the recordings, you can sign up to our learning platform. It's free. Okay. Asatacademy.ai. Just sign in. Asatacademy.ai. And you will be able to have access to more resources. You will get the lecture notes, which I'm using. You will also get the code, which if you want to also use, you can get it there. And we normally upload our videos there earlier than the YouTube channel. So you can get the videos maybe within 24 to 48 hours. The recorded sessions are always uploaded within 48 hours. So I encourage you to use the app, and if you have any question or any difficulties on trying to use the app, you can reach out. Okay, so that's a little bit about the welcoming remarks. Now let's get into Python. Why Python? Why do people want to program in Python? After all, there are many languages out there. You know, we have C, C Sharp, we have C++, we have Java, you know, we have R, we have Ruby. There are hundreds of them. So why Python? Okay. Well, first of all, Python is an incredibly efficient language. So you can do a lot of things with fewer lines of code. Other languages do not provide us with this capability. Some of them, in order to do one single thing, you have to write multiple lines of code. But here, you can easily uh, create a powerful program with few lines of code. Not only that, Python is built in to make sure that you are writing a clean code. Clean code is always good. It's always important so that people can easily read your code. Not only people, even yourself. If you come and you want to read your code after a while, if it is very clean, then it becomes very easy for you to read it, and it is easy to debug. So debugging, this is when you have some bugs or errors. When you are running your code and you come across errors, it is easier if your code is clean. You can easily identify where the bug or where the error is coming from, and you can easily fix your code. So Python, the syntax of Python makes sure that you are writing clean code. All right, and it is used for many purposes. Some programming languages are kind of task specific, so you cannot use them to do some particular task. They can only do something specific. But Python can do so many things. For example, people use Python to build games, to make games, build websites, web applications. You can build it with Python. You can solve business problems. AI, machine learning. The language of AI and machine learning is Python. So if you are interested in learning anything or doing anything in this regard, AI and machine learning, then you can't escape using Python. Then not only that, okay, when it comes to the scientific world, many people also like to use Python. So it's used a lot. Okay, so if you are a researcher, you are in the academia, you can go into Python, and you will not regret it because you will come across so many different research works that have implemented their projects and their research works in Python. You can also use their resources for that. It has a huge community. Okay, so like every issue you will come across when programming with Python, I can guarantee you, if you Google that issue, you will find somebody has already provided a solution for that issue. So you don't have to worry about getting stuck when you are programming with Python. Okay, and it's a nice thing because when you are programming and you are all alone, it is not an easy thing. You feel like you are in a solitary, and that's not a nice feeling. But if you have other people who are around you who are also learning, so at every stage of maybe programming you will find other people who are currently at the same stage, and that's the importance of having a community. So even experienced programmers, okay, sometimes we find ourselves with some difficulties, and we would like to see how other people solve those difficulties in a more efficient way. And lastly, because you have this community, okay, some of the community, if you just go to python.org, you go to the community, you can write your problem there. You can write your issue. That is if you just don't want to Google the problem to get the answer directly. You can write no matter how silly the question is, people will respond to you. And the response time is very fast, it's very fast. So you will not be stuck. People are always there happy to help. And as I said, even if you do not want to use the Python community, just Google out your problem, and you will be guaranteed to see a similar problem, and you will see the solution to that particular problem. All right. So before we start, I would like to know a little bit about why you want to learn Python. Is this the first time you are coming across Python, or you have some experience with Python? By the way, you can open your mic. It's fine. You can talk if you don't want to type. I don't know if you can hear me. Do you have any experience with Python before or any other programming language, not just Python? Okay, yes, it is used for security. Okay, you took HTML and Java. All right, that's nice. Took this. Yeah. Yes, HTML is normally the first scripting language. It's a scripting language, not a programming language, though. But it is mostly the first thing or the first step for those who want to enter the programming world. And Java is very powerful as a programming language. So yeah, let's see how you will maybe incorporate your knowledge of HTML and Java or your skill from that end and see how you can implement it in Python. So how far, like in Java, since you've used Java, are you an expert, intermediate, or a beginner? Okay. All right, no problem. If your mic is broken, you can just type. Okay, no worries. You can just type. All right, beginner and beginner. Okay, awesome. So, anyways, what we are trying to do here will also fit your own stage of learning and will also help you to learn more and become a more expert. Maybe that's why I say from zero to hero. Okay, so Python. The first thing you want to do if you want to have Python locally installed on your system, on your computer, so that you can write code in Python and you want the computer to be able to compile it and generate results for you, is to install Python. Okay, and if you want to install Python, just type python.org. You will see the homepage of Python. You will see downloads here. And once you click downloads, it will download the executable file for you. And once you have this executable file, you can install it on your system. Once everything is installed, you can access Python via, via the terminal. You have your computer terminal. I'm sure you know how to reach your computer terminal. Uh, so if you don't know how to do that, let me see if I can show you. I have Python already installed. So you go to your search and you type CMD, right? Okay. Oh, that will take you to the command prompt. But you can also type Python and it will show you options. Okay. It will show you options. Then from there, you open it up. So I have different IDEs which are called environment, development environments, and I can reach the terminal from any of these. Let's go to Spider. Okay, anyways, we're not going to use the terminal and we're not going to use the Spider, which I just mentioned. We are going to use a different tool. Okay, and I will show you that in a few seconds. The Spider is taking time to load. All right, once it finishes loading, I will share my screen. So for the sake of time, we can continue. Okay, so you can type Python in the terminal and it will tell you a little bit about Python. Okay, it's ready now. Okay, let me share this part. Yeah, you have Python in Microsoft Store. Okay, it comes with different versions. I think currently the version is Python 3.11 maybe. That was the last version I remember. You can install anything from Python 3.7 and above. It should work. Okay. So this is so this is the one that I have, Python 3.11.4. This is the current version which I have. It comes installed with Anaconda. So Anaconda is a very powerful environment that we use if we are doing projects and writing programs in Python. You can install Anaconda too. You can go to Google and type anaconda.org. Spider is one of the software tools provided by Anaconda. Okay, so you can go and see this one. Yeah, 3.12 is nice. Okay, so what you want to do is to go to your CMD. You can search, from the search screen. Okay, you are seeing this part. This is the only one you have. Go screen one. Okay, so you will have your search. What did not share next? Okay, yeah. So you will have the search. You just type Python. Okay, and you should be able to bring some command prompt, a black command prompt for you. You can now execute Python from there. Okay, uh, which is going to look exactly like this one that I've shown you, the spider. So you'll have a command prompt like this. You'll just see a black screen and it will allow you to type anything. For example, I can type Python. Okay, oh, it's already defined here, Python there. So, okay. So the next thing is you want to try something. For example, you want to print hello Python interpreter. I will just come here, I will type print hello Python interpreter. Okay. Normally we start with hello world. I will press enter and it will print that thing. So it will print it out. So the print statement will allow you, the user, to see some output in the screen. Okay. So we call this the console. So you can be able, that's why here you see console. Yeah. So by using the print, you can be able to tell the computer to provide you some information that is maybe in some operations it is working on. You want to see it, you want to see the results in a written form. Okay, in the console, then you use the print and it will print anything for you. So normally we start with print hello world. Okay, hello world, I'm happy, and it prints hello world for you. So that's what the print statement does. Okay, however, we're not going to use this IDE. We are going to use a more powerful one, which is a cloud IDE. Okay, a cloud IDE. So when I say cloud, I mean you go to your browser and you can easily access it. It is called Google Colab. Okay, it's a cloud-based Python programming environment. It comes with so many libraries installed. So it has so many things installed. We do not have to be taking our time setting up the Python environment ourselves. We can have this Google Colab and it is a ready to use environment for us, which makes it very powerful and very nice. It is main mostly and it's free. That's a good thing about it. It supports collaboration and sharing of code. And as you can see today, I will create a notebook in Google Colab. Then I will share it with you so we can be writing in the same file at the same time. Okay. So I can be seeing you working in real time and you will be seeing my own codes also as I write them. And that is one beautiful thing about the Google Colab. So for these reasons, we always use it for teaching and tutoring. Okay? It is ideal for backtesting and we use it for so many complex simulations as well as data analysis. Okay, so this is the first activity. I want you to go to your browser and log into Google account, then create a new Colab notebook, and we want to print hello world. Okay, so I will do that before we move to the next part. So I will go to my browser. Okay, so this is Google Colab. As you can see, this was one code which I just finished with one student. So this is the beauty of Google Colab. You can do so many things in it. You can generate, you can even write text. So, this is like an introduction to what we are going to do. And these are the lines of codes. Okay, and you can see the results. Very nice. So what I want you to do is to, let's say, open a new tab and type Google Colab. Okay, just type it like this. So, and type enter. Okay, so it will take you to the first one here. You see it, Google Colab. Open it up and you will see this, open Google Colab, new notebook. You need to sign up if this is the first time you are working with it. For me, I will just say open Colab because I've signed up, and it will sign you up with your account directly, because you are going to need your Google account, your Gmail account to sign in. So it will sign it up for you. So I will come here, I will type new notebook, and it will create a notebook for me. It will allow me to program my my Python. Okay, so let me call this file Python mastery. Okay, version 1. Okay, all right, so that's the okay, so I will share this with you in your email. You will receive an invite, which you will also have access to the same account, into the same notebook. So we will be working together on the same notebook. If there is an activity, I would like you to try it out on the same notebook so that I can see and give you feedback. Is that clear? Okay, if that is clear, then give me your Gmail account, send it in the chat, and I will invite you and share this with you. All right. Okay, this is not Gmail, but I don't know. You need to sign up with this, okay? That's why you have no Google account found. So you need a Google account. If you do not have a Gmail account, you need to have a Google account to use Google Colab. Uh, Gmail account is always free. So please sign up with your Google account. All right, good. For the game of soccer, gmail.com. Nice. You will receive, all right, you will receive it there. Okay. So let me know if you have received this invitation to use this in your account, in your inbox. So the first thing I would like to do is to print exactly what we typed there, hello world. Okay. All right, great. So you can open it up. Since you've received it, and you will see this. So this is the first time I will print it out. Okay, you can see the result, hello world. So I want you to also do the same. How do you do the same? Let me put a text here and move this up and double click and do some formatting for this activity 1. Okay. LinkedIn. Okay. So this is some text. Normally we type the text to explain what is expected of you to do or some overview. And then you use the code, add code. You can come down here. You will see, if you hover here, you will see plus code or plus text. Whatever you want to do, you do it. So for example, I would like you to do plus text, write your name, then do plus code. Okay, for example, in my case, I will do this. I will write my name. Maybe let me use small case like this. I will say Abubakar. Okay, then I will add code. We'll say print. My name is Abubakar. Okay, I will run it by clicking on display or shift enter. Okay, my name is Abubakar. So this is the first activity. So try to do similar thing on your system. Uh, you have access to this, so try to at least get this to work. Let me know if you are having some difficulty. Okay, is you are on another notebook, not the same notebook. Okay, anyways, you can share your notebook. I will stop sharing mine. Okay, yes, I am the owner, but it's not reflecting here, right? Yeah, you are the owner. If you check here, the share, you can see the list of those who can access this. Okay, I'm the owner, you are the editor. So as an editor, you are also allowed to work on it and add some cost to the same notebook. As a viewer, you can only view my codes. As a commenter, if you have some comments, you can add them. You can view, you can comment, but you cannot edit the code. So it comes with these different access levels, starting from owner, is the only person who can add people, then editor who has the access of editing and adding codes, commenter can write comments but cannot add codes, then viewer can only view the code. Okay. Anyways, if you already managed to get it to write or print your name, you can share the screen and we can move to the next section of the workshop. But if you get it, and then we can also move ahead to the next section. If you already managed to get it right, just give me a thumbs up. We can move to the next part. Yeah, I can help you review the code if you are having issue anytime. So for now, if you got this right and you get it to print, then we can move to the next section. And maybe later on, it will reflect your own changes and I can view it later on. If there is anything, I will write a comment for you to work on. Ah, okay, it's here, it's coming. Now it is coming. You can see it now. There is a delay. Okay, so you can see you have this red line which shows you there is some issue with the code. You can read if you just hover over it, it tells you string literal is unterminated. So this is supposed to be, you can see you got a syntax error. So this is supposed to be in the same line. Okay, when you open a bracket, you need to close a bracket and they should come all on the same line. Okay, so if you move this to, you do like this, then you are good to go. You can run this now. You will not have an error. Show the Enroll. Yeah, let's change this. Okay, so yeah, all right. So let's move to the next part, next section, which is variables. Okay, so a variable, what is a variable? Normally, a variable is a holder of value, something that holds a value, okay, a dynamic value. And I always like to give an example, a variable like your bank account. You know, your bank account is a variable. So the amount it holds varies. Sometimes it holds, let's say a lot of money. Sometimes it doesn't hold as much, so it's a variable. You can add to it, you can change the value it is holding, it's not constant. Okay, some things are constant, but some things they change. Okay, you can come across things that are constant. Okay, for example, the days, number of days in a month. For example, January, number of days in January, this is a constant, is equals to 31. So this is a constant value. Number of days in January doesn't change, but a variable is something like your bank account, something like your age, it changes and stuff like that. With every passing second, our age change. So that's a variable. So what we do is if you want to define a variable, you will write the name of the variable. Okay, as you can see here, we said we have a variable, we call it message. Okay, so currently this message is like a container that is holding a value. What it is holding, okay, a magic box or something. Now what is inside this is called hello Python world. Okay, that's what's inside this container. So this is a variable, and we can print this variable. As you see here, we write message. We don't have to say print hello Python world. We can just write print that variable, and whatever the variable is holding is what is going to be printed out. Okay, so it's like now it's like asking the cashier to tell you your account balance. Okay, so we know the account balance is the variable. Then the value that the account balance is holding is what is going to be printed. And that's what happens here. So you can have different types of variables, holding different types of data. And if you want to see what each variable is holding, you can just print and you pass the variable to the print statement, and you can be able to print the value which that variable is holding. All right. So we can add so many things. For example, we have the first variable. It was called, we define it as holding the value hello Python world. Okay. Then we now the same name. Okay. Now we said it is equal to hello Python crash course. If you print message, it will print this last one. Okay. So this is what will happen. Okay. The first time, you say message is equal to print Python, uh, hello Python world, and you want to print it out. So your terminal will print this for you, print Python world. Then you now change the value of the message from hello Python world. Now message variable is holding the sentence hello Python crash course world. So this will overwrite the previous value message is holding. Okay. And when you print message now, it will print you the second value instead of the first one, which is hello Python world. Now the second value will be printed hello Python crash course world. So that's how a variable works. Once you define it, you change the value, then the variable will change its hold. Whatever it is holding will change to the new definition. So there are some certain rules we follow when we are naming a variable. We don't want to name the variable using some, uh, you know, using some keywords. We want to avoid some keywords when calling a variable. So let's see the rules of naming a variable in Python. First of all, names can only contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Okay, so you cannot start a name, let's say, with a number. Also, okay, we'll talk about that later. Or with an ampersand. Ampersand is not underscore, it's not a number, and it's not a letter. You know, or with the and. You can start with the percent symbol, or with the hash symbol, or with the exclamation mark symbol. Okay, you don't do that. Every variable should be a combination of letters, numbers, and the only symbol allowed is the underscore. Hyphen is not allowed. Backspace, backslash, forward slash, all those are not allowed. Only underscore. Okay, then the starting. The starting can only be a letter or an underscore. You cannot start with a number. You can have, let's say, age, underscore age. You can have something like a variable name underscore age. You can have age underscore. You can have age 13 underscore. You know, you can have them anyways, but you can't say 13 age. This is wrong. If it starts with a number, you will have an error. So this is okay. Underscore can start, and alphabet can start, but number can come last. You can put age 13, for example. It's fine. Underscore 13 also fine. All right. So try to avoid using a number in the start. Ampersand, all those others are not allowed. You can also, you are not allowed to use spaces in the variable names. Cannot use spaces. Let's say you want to say uh, training data. Okay, say training data. You can't do something like this, training data with a space, but you can use underscore to say, okay, whatever comes here is going to be my training data. So it has to, if you want to split the two, because you have two words, then use underscore, but do not use a space. Avoid using Python keywords. So you can't name a parameter with, let's say, print, the one we used earlier. So print is a Python keyword. It's a statement. Don't use print. You can use for, you can use while. Okay, avoid them. Marks and so many things. Avoid those keywords. Okay, and this is important. Variable names should be short, but they should be descriptive. So we hate it when people are naming variables like x is equal to 10. When you are doing algebra, that is fine. Okay. But when you are writing a programming language, please avoid something like x equals to 10, y equals to 20. We will prefer you to write the description of what x is. X is holding the age. You can write your age. For example, I can write my age, and I want this to be maybe by tomorrow age can become what 33, for example. So things with a descriptive and short name is what we prefer. But if you have x, I say x is equal to 32. Then somebody said x is equal to I love Python. So this is a confusion. But I can say this is my favorite statement. I can say Fab's, favorite statement is equal to I love Python, for example. We like something like this so that anybody who is reading your code will understand what each variable is doing. So avoid this ambiguous X, Y, and stuff like that. Okay. So when you are writing also a variable name, be careful when using the lowercase letter I and the uppercase letter O, because they could be confused with the numbers 1 and 0. And that's always a common mistake. Try to avoid any word that comes with this. But if something comes like, you know, you want to say little book, you can do it like this. You use caps. And I would like to mention that in Python, these two are different. You use little with the lowercase, it's a different one with the little in uppercase. So it's not case uh, insensitive, it's case sensitive. Okay. So this is something to also keep in mind. Okay, so that's about a variable and how you write a variable. Okay, so we have a simple activity to do. So this is saying write a separate program to accomplish each of these exercises. Okay, and then save each one. The first one is saying assign a message to a variable and then print that message. The second one says assign a message to a variable and print that message. Then change the value of the variable to a new message and print the new message. Okay. So let's see how this happens in code. So I will switch. Okay. So let's go down. Let me add a text for this activity too. Okay. Variable. So we want to have a variable called message. Okay. And we will say I love Python, for example. Right. And I would like to print message. Okay. I will print this, run this, and oh, so yeah, this is good. So when I said print message and I added the quotation, it took message as a string and it did that. But if I now add the name without the quotation, it will now print I love Python. The value which this message is holding is what is going to be printed. Okay. So let's rewrite this. Let's have another message which is learning Python is fun. Okay. And print. So let's see if this message is going to be overwritten. So learning Python is fun. We are no longer printing I love Python, but rather we are printing learning Python is fun because this is now the new value message is holding. Okay, so it's like we have removed the old value and replaced it with a new value. Okay, so variable, is that clear? Are we together? Awesome. Okay. So the next thing is going to be on strings. So strings, and this is what we've been working on. Okay. We will look at strings and some simple data types. So strings, what are strings? String is a data type. So we have different types of data. Awesome. You made a variable called learning Python language and printed. Amazing, amazing. Nice. I will check it out once I move. It takes time to show, so we can leverage that to look at strings. Okay. So a string is a written word. Okay, it's a series of characters. Anything that comes inside quotes is considered a string in Python. And you can use single or double quotes around a string. For example, this one is using double quotes and this one is using single quote. So this is called a string. So we like to use strings whenever we are trying to write a written language. You want to write something, and this is not something that holds, let's say, a value. Like age is a number, but saying I love Python is what? Is a written word. It's a word. It's a statement. So that type of statement, if we want to make it a variable, then we will put a quotation, and you can put one single quotation marks or you put double quotations. Okay, as you can see here, you can have something like this. I told my friend, Python is my favorite language. So this is also something to note. Assuming you want to quote something also in your uh, statement. So you have the string here. This is a string. No problem with single or double. Here we are trying to quote, write a quotation. This is real quotation, not the Python quotation to say this is a string. So the outer one, the single quotation here, Python will understand, okay, whatever is going to come between these two simple quotations is a quotation, or is a string, sorry, it's a string. And then inside this string, now we want to have a quotation so that people will know that this is a quotation as we are writing. That's why we have double string. So outside one for the string definition is single, inner one is double. And same thing, you can have double outside and you can have single inside. Okay, now here we have an apostrophe, we want to use it. Make sure then the outer one comes in what? In two quotations. Otherwise, you will have an error. And I will show you that right away. Let's go before there. Let me demonstrate this. You will have an error if you did not do it that way. Okay. All right, this is your message. Okay. All right, so let's create a new one. Okay, let's write a message, for example, and I will say, I am Abubakar said, I love Python, for example. So here you can, sorry, I forget the print message. Okay, so now you can see Abubakar said, I love Python. But we would like to put this I love Python inside quotation when we are printing it so that people know that this is the quotation from Abubakar. And what we can do here is to say something like this. Message is supposed to, if you put it, if you use double quotation to put those, okay, like this, I love, so you can even see I'm having underline, red line saying that I cannot have this because this is considered a string. This one and these things that come in between are considered not strings. So what I can do, I can replace this thing double with a single now. So the ones that come inside will come with a single. And then if I print message, I will see Abubakar said, I love Python. Now you can see this are the quotations. You can have it the opposite. Here comes with single, and then the inside one comes with double. From this, okay, you can see now we are having double quotations. So try to avoid having the same thing. All right, so let's move on to some of the variable. Okay, so there are some methods. When we say method, these are some functionalities that you can apply, okay, to do some powerful things. These are some functionalities you can apply to do some powerful things. For example, there is the method called title. Okay, so this title method allows you to make whatever you have into a title case. Okay, look at this name. The name is Ada Lovelace, and this starts with a lowercase. This one also starts with a lowercase. But we would like to make things more professional. You know, when you are writing name, the first character is expected to be uppercase. So to do that, you can use the dot title. So you write the name of the variable, which in this case is name. Then you put the dot, which is full stop. Then you type in title, and you have to have open and closing parentheses. Okay. This tells you that this is a method because we are now doing some functionality on name. So when you print this, because we are printing, our computer will show us Ada Lovelace in title case. Okay, so this is what we call a method. And as I say, it comes with a parenthesis so that sometimes you can pass in some features or some additional functionalities you want that to do. Okay, so these are some methods here. You have title. You can see this is what the title does. Okay, you have dot upper. So if you have dot upper, it will make everything in uppercase. So it will become Ada Lovelace, everything in uppercase. You have dot lower. So let's say this Ada Lovelace comes in uppercase and we want to make it all in lowercase. Then we do the name dot lower and it will become Ada Lovelace, all in lowercase. So these are some of the string methods. Okay. So as you can see, the first name variable is storing the name Ada. That means since it is a variable, first name can change to maybe Abubakar. Last name here is Lovelace. Okay. You can change the last name also because it is a variable to another last name, maybe Ali. You know. So then we have a new variable called full name. And this full name is a combination of what? First name and last name. So here we use something called f string. F string. So f string is used to make combinations of strings. So we have the first string Ada and we have second string Lovelace. Okay. So f string will allow us to do some formatting. So when we do this, wherever you see the braces like this inside the quotation marks, then this is going to hold a variable. So remember, first name here is Ada. So this is now going to be put here. Last name, this one comes from here. So look at this parenthesis here. So you can now print full name and it will print something like this, Ada Lovelace for you. So this is called an F string. So if you want to do some formatting, you know, to make things come in and use the variables you already defined inside your string, you can use this F string. Right? So these are some things, and white spaces. Yeah. So sometimes you are writing some text and you want to introduce some white spaces. For example, you want to have tab, you want to go to new line and stuff like that. So in order to do that, we have some character combinations which we use. The \T is for adding tabs. Okay. For example, here if you say print Python, it prints Python here. You can see it starts from the beginning of the line. Starts from the beginning of the line. But if you use the tab, you can see it comes, tabbed in. This is a tab space in. Okay, so you can also have, you can add a new line in a string, which use the character combination \n. Okay, in this case, you have print languages, then Python \nc\n JavaScript. So what did we have? So we printed languages first with the dot, then it goes to a new line and typed in Python, goes to a new line typed in C, goes to a new line typed in JavaScript, and printed this out because of using this \n. So it creates a new line for us. All right. So this is how this works. Okay, so let's move. So these are some activities. Okay, there is this R strip and L strip as well as the strip. Okay, so R strip removes the white space from the right side. Okay, so is, for example, here we have a white space which is a normal space, Python, another white space. So we type the favorite language dot R strip, it strips the right white space and it becomes Python. No more space from the right. For the left strip, it removes the left one, so no more space here. For strip, it will remove every space in the string. And now we have Python, no spaces before or after the word Python. So this is an activity which we have here, and we would like to see if we can try this activity. Okay, so I will stop sharing and I will go back to so I don't know if you are together. Let me know if I'm being fast. Okay, so I will share Python collab. Okay, can you see Python collab? All right. So the first activity is saying we want to write a personal message to use the variable to represent a person's name, and then we want to print a message to that person. For example, the message should be simple, such as "Hello, Eric. Will you like to learn some Python today?" Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so for this, activity 3. Okay, personal message. Okay, so what is needed? One, write a variable that calls the name of the person. Two, write a personalized message to that person. Print it. Print the message. Okay, so let's see. So let's assume the name of the person. call it, okay, the we goes Kevin, for example. This is the name, okay, and then the message now will be an F string, okay, because I'm going to write some few things that are constant and some things that are variable, which means I would like to maybe change the name. Maybe I am a bartender, so when somebody comes, I will welcome them by their name. Okay, so because their names keep changing, so that is the variable name, but all other parts of the message remain constant, right? For example, I can say hello, then the part that is variable, I will put it inside parentheses and I will write the name of the variable, and the variable here is name. So that is the thing that will keep changing. Everything else will remain the same. Hello this, and I will say, would you like to learn some Python today? Okay, and then I will say print message, the variable print message. Okay, so let's see. Hello Kevin, would you like to learn some Python today? So let's say, assuming now Abubakar is the one who visits, I will change the name to Abubakar and I will print this. Let's see. Hello Abubakar, would you like to learn some Python today? Okay. In fact, let me add a different language. Okay. This case is Python. Let me move to Java. Okay. We move to Java. So instead of Python here, constant, let's change it to Java. So I will put language. Okay, the name language, same thing, something here. Okay, let's print this out. Hello Abubakar, will you like to learn some Java today? If I change this to C++, hello Abubakar, will you like to learn some C++ today? Let me change this to Kevin. Hello Kevin, will you like to learn some C++ today? Let me change to Ada, and let's change this to Fortran. Okay. Hello Ada, would you like to learn some Fortran today? So this is F string. Okay, you can see now we are doing it in such a way that this is what? This is dynamic. It changes with the change of variable. So by having this curly braces, you can leverage this power of the F string to have a dynamic string, a string that changes based on the change in the variable. All right. Question? Is that clear? Okay, so the next activity is for adding, they said, okay, the text. So next is to, they said, okay, use a variable to represent the person's name, and then print that person in lowercase, uppercase, and title case. Okay. All right, so let's see the code. Okay, so let's say name is a variable. Let's call it simply variable Abubakar, and here I would like to print the uppercase. Okay, so we print name dot upper, open and close bracket. Okay. Run this. You can see now it is in uppercase. Can change it to lower, and I will run this. Okay, it was originally lower, so lower. So let me change it to uppercase so that you can see the lower in action. Now it's a lowercase. We'll say title. Okay, you can see the first character So the first letter is in uppercase and the remaining are in lowercase. Right? Is that clear? Yeah. Can I move on? Okay. So let's move on to the next part. Okay, numbers. So we have worked with strings, which is a data type. Now let's look at numbers. Okay, how do numbers come? How do we use numbers? So some examples of number, we have what we call the integers. Okay, integers, these are whole numbers, not fractions, whole numbers. Like 2 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number. The addition, the summation of 2 and 3 is also a whole number, which is 5. 3 is a whole number, 2 is a whole number. Subtraction between 3 and 2, difference is 1, which is also a whole number. So this is an integer. Same thing with the multiplication. So addition, subtraction, multiplication of two integers will give you an integer. However, division of two integers doesn't necessarily give you an integer. It can give you what we call a decimal point number. We call it float. Float. Okay, FLO 80 float. So it's a floating number. Okay, so we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of integers. We have what we call the exponent. So this is what you used to say raised to power, right? Raised to power. So what we are doing here is saying that 3 raised to power 2 is 9. Okay, 3 squared is 9. So 3 raised to power 2. 3 raised to power 3 is 3 exponential 3. This is 27. So it's the same as saying 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, we have 10 to power 6, which is 10 times 10 times 10. So that's just saying this is 1 million. Okay, yeah, 1 million. All right. So if you have these numbers and you want to do some arithmetical operations, so just keep in mind that arithmetic operations also follow the BODMAS or PEDMAS, uh, or PEDMAS rule. The BODMAS rule says you have the bracket first or parenthesis if you are using the PEDMAS. Okay, then you have the of or exponent. Okay, exponent. D is division, multiplication, addition, then subtraction. So these are the orders. Uh, so when you have a simple arithmetic here, operation, you have 2 plus 3 times 4. So this part will be handled first before the next part. So the multiplication will come first, then the addition comes afterwards. So this takes all this is the order of precedence. So 3 times 4 is 12. So this will be done first. Then you will add 2 to 12, and this will give you 14. So if you do 2 plus 3, that is what, 5. Then you do times 4, that is what, 20. So this is wrong. Okay, so the order of precedence comes first. But if you have bracket now, okay, you have bracket. So bracket is always the one that has the highest precedence. So it will be 2 plus 3 first, then the multiplication comes afterwards. So this is how to do some arithmetic operation with numbers. So I started talking about floats earlier. When you have decimal numbers, we call them floats. So this is like the summation of two floats is also a float. Okay, subtraction, multiplication of a float, and sometimes even division of integers could give you a floating number. So any number that comes in decimal places is a float. Okay. So underscores in number. Yeah, well, this is a good practice, especially when you are trying to avoid making mistakes. Remember, even if you are writing, we normally use commas, right? Let's say I want to write 14 million, I will use comma, then put three zeros, comma, then put another three zeros. This is to avoid, making mistake in reading or in writing. So this helps me reduce that. You can also do the same in Python, but you don't use commas, you use underscores. Okay, you use underscores, it helps you to avoid making silly mistakes when you are trying to define your integer. Okay, another thing I would like to mention is Python allows something we call multiple assignment. So in the same line, I can assign values 3, 4, you know, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm saying is x is equals to 1, okay, y equals to 2, z equals to 3, and u equals to 4. Okay, so this is called multiple assignments. You can have this kind of operation in Python where you put all the variables on one side and then their corresponding values on the other, all of them separated by a comma. Lastly, we have the constants. So like I said earlier, we have a constant value, something that doesn't change. For example, days in January. Okay, number of days in January, right? Is 31. So it doesn't change because 31. So remember, use maybe underscore since we cannot use in. So it's 31 days. So in Python, we do not kind of say const like you are doing other programming language. You use this keyword const to tell it that what comes next is a constant value. But we have some convention we follow when we are trying to define a constant, and that is to use what capital, okay, uppercase. So if you use uppercase for the name of the variable, when I'm reading the code, I will understand that this variable is a constant. Okay, I will understand that it is a constant because you are using uppercase. Of course, Python doesn't have a built-in constant type. All right. So this is also another activity where we would like to do some few things. All right. So I will move to my collab. Okay. So I will do the first one and you can try the second one. Okay, I will write this next one. BT4. Okay, exercise one. Write it down. Right, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division operations that each result in the number 8. Hmm. Print the results. Okay. So I will do this and then we will do the next one. Okay, we need a variable represent your favorite number. Then put that variable message that we use your favorite number. Print that message. Okay. So I will do the first one. You can give a try for the second. Okay. So write addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division operations that each result in the number 8. So for addition, I know I can do 4 plus 4 like this, and this should give me 8. Okay. I can do print. Okay. 9 minus 1. This should give me 8 also. All right. Next one, I can have multiplication. All right. So this has to be maybe something like this: 2 times 4. Then lastly, I will have print 24 divided by 3. Okay, 8. So 24 divided by 3, also 8. But I want you to see this. Did 8 and then it added 0.0. Okay, so this is a floating division. If I want only the integer, I will put double like this. I will put double and I will run this, and it will be integer. So this we call it integer division. The other one is what? Floating point division. Integer division and floating point division. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can still work on the same notebook at the same time I'm working on it. If you can, please uh, work on this exercise. Otherwise, if you cannot work on it, or if you are already working on it, but I cannot see the changes, let me know and you can share your screen so that I can see what you are doing, and I will maybe provide you some suggestions or comments. Okay, so you can share your screen and let's see. Okay, it hasn't updated. All right, so sure it will update. Okay, and it hasn't updated that yet. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Maybe it will update that later. Okay, so nice. Let's move to the next one. Okay, we're almost done with this first session. Okay, so the next thing is comment. Okay, another variable type. So comments, these are some written English. Okay, we normally write, and this allows us to explain what we are doing in the code. It's a good practice, especially before when we are using like some old programming languages. So they are very difficult to read, you know, and difficult to follow. The good thing with Python, as I said, if you maintain those initial suggestions we made, especially in writing variables, you write them very good with the very nice variable name, then you will have less issue. Okay, so you will have comments. So they are extremely useful feature in most programming languages, and everything you have written so far is Python. Okay, it's Python code, no comments yet. So as your programs become longer and they become more complicated, it's important to add these notes within your program that describe your overall approach to the problem you are solving. So you don't want to have an issue when you are solving. Uh, there is there is one thing with comments. Okay, if you are writing a code, if your code is maybe 5 lines, 10 lines, that's fine. You can easily follow along the code and you can understand what the code is trying to do. But if you have 100 lines and it is your code, okay, no worries, no worries. Welcome back. I haven't gone far anyways, so we'll just go back a bit. So comments, these are the next type of data. Okay, the next data type. So far we have looked at strings and we have looked at numbers, and each of these is nothing but a Python program. But you use comment as a very useful feature when you are writing a program. Okay, it's not just for Python. Comments also apply for all other programming languages. And the real reason behind it is because if you are the one writing your code, let's say you write 5, 10 lines, you can easily remember what you are doing when you look at the code. Assuming what happens later on when you have 200 lines, 1000 lines of code, then it starts to become difficult for you, especially if you come back maybe after 1 year, you know, to look at the code. It was your code, you were the one who wrote the code, but it has been 1 year. Likely you must have forgotten what you were even trying to do. So the comments you will write, they are embedded inside your program and they help you to explain each thing, each code block, what that code block is doing or what each line is doing. Okay. And not only that, for others, if you maybe write, let's say, even 200 lines of code and you give it to me, maybe I will find difficulty if I don't even know what you are trying to do in the first place. It will take me time to figure out what you are trying to do. But if, let's say, I have your comment, okay, I see your code and you have commented it out well, then it will allow me to read your code and it will allow me to understand what you are doing. And comments are written in English. They are like your notes, where you scribble, write some few things for you to remember. So that's comments. And we always want to make sure when we are writing the comments, they are clear and they are concise. And as I said, it helps you a lot in the future. For example, here, this line here is a Python code. Okay, this line here is a Python code. So the interpreter will execute this line. But this line here, this is a comment. It comes with the hash. Once you see any line beginning with this hash symbol, with this hash mark, then whatever follows afterward is just a comment. It's for you, the reader, for you human beings. Python interpreter is told by seeing this hash, skip this line. It's not for you to interpret, it's for me or for other humans to understand what this line or what this line of code that comes after this comment is supposed to do. And here we are saying say hello to everyone, and then we wrote the code print hello Python people. Hello Python people. If you run this code, it will just print hello Python people. So this line here is just for you and for others, for human beings, not for the machine. All right. So it's always good to write some comments and we can look at our code, which we have earlier, and we will see if we can write some comments, you know, to some of the lines which we created. So let's move to Google Colab. Okay. So I can maybe write a comment on top of this one. Okay. With the next line, add 4 to 4, get 8. You know, can write something like this. If I run it, you will only see this 8. This part is not going to be interpreted. Here, you can write something. Let's say this is a welcoming message pro okay, program. That's why you can see even the color is green. So this is it. Okay, here, hello Ada. Nothing happens with this one. So this is not a string, it is a comment because it starts with this, but this is a string. Okay, so this is comment, and you like to use it sometimes when you are writing a program. Always use a comment to explain what your code is doing. Next time when you come back, you really thank your God that you managed to write the comments, because if you do not have these comments, I guarantee you after maybe even sometimes 1 month, and you come back and you see the program, they are all your own lines, it becomes difficult for you to understand what you are trying to do. And same thing applies to when you have the comments, you can easily share your code with other people, and they will also find it very easy to understand your code. All right. So the next part is the style guide. Okay, so this is the style guide. When you are writing a Python program, there is something we call the PEP8. Okay, this is a Python enhancement proposal. So this Python enthusiasts, they sat down and they come up with some rules, because they believe if you use these rules when you are writing the program, then the program will become very easy for people to understand and it will look very professional. Okay, it will look very professional. Okay, so some of the things is you just go to Google and type Python for PEP8. You will see all those. It's a huge documentation, it's a very huge documentation, and it comes with so many things. For example, it recommends that you use 4 spaces per indentation level. So when you are having some indentations, you are moving some things in, use 4 spaces for that. Okay, so using 4 spaces improves readability while leaving room for multiple levels of indentation on each line. So sometimes some people use double indentation where it is 8 spaces. So it becomes very difficult when you are using 8 spaces, okay, to have many more indentations. And you will see that maybe in the next class where we'll have these indentations. It also recommends that you limit all of your comments to 72 characters per line. So you don't want to have comments filling up your program, you know. So try to limit your comment to be as concise and clear as possible, so that you don't fill the whole, project or the whole program with comments. And also group parts of your program visually. Let things look nice. Use blank lines. Things that look similar, have them in one chunk of block, then have a blank line, have an empty line, go to the next one, show another chunk, and have it like that. It really makes your work and your program looks very nice and organized and looks very professional. But if you have everything matched up, from the top to the bottom, no spacing, no white spaces. Always use white spaces to make your code looks very nice. And this is the code where if you go to this python.org where I downloaded Python, you will be able to see the PEP8. You will see it's huge documentation that they wrote so that they help people write codes more professionally. Okay, so in summary, what we learned during this session is a little bit about Python and how to install Python on the system if you do not have it set up. We also look at setting up Colab and how it makes writing Python code easier. We ran some snippets of Python code. We also learn about how to work if you have some issues. I've shown you if you have some issue, you can see the red underline, which you can hover over it and you see an overview of why the red underline is coming. And if you run the code too, you will see some trace bar, which is going to provide you with a more detailed explanation of why you got the error. We learn how to work with variables. We look at variables and we talked about having descriptive variable names as well as how to resolve these errors and syntax errors. We don't want to use numbers or some special keywords. Also, we don't want to use some characters like the ampersand, exclamation marks. Only underscore is what is allowed as a symbol. We look at strings, we look at lowercase, uppercase, and title case, how we can make that happen. We look at strip method, which allows us to remove white spaces from our string. We also look at different number types, the integers and the floats, and we look at how to do some basic arithmetical operations. We look at comments and how they are used to make our code easier for us and for others when they are reading it. And finally, we look at the PEP 8 philosophy, where we make our code to look professional and clear. All right, so this is the end of the session. However, uh, we will have sessions the coming week. All right, we're going to have another session on the same day, on Wednesday at the same time, where we are going to look at Python list. All right, so this is supposed to be a 2-hour session. However, I think we can stop here so that we will work on the Python list in the coming session. Okay, so if you can make it to the next session, please try and do that. We are going to go into deeper parts of Python. All right, awesome. All right then, I will call it a day now. If you have any question, please go ahead and ask. Okay, there are no questions, then we can call it a day. All right, Kevin. Take care. Oh, yeah. Is there any recommendations to practice what we learned? Yeah, you just use Google Colab, okay? And there are some resources, some textbooks, okay? If you want, I can share a textbook with you. Uh, huh. I think I have a textbook I can share. It's a very nice one. For you and use it. It's one of the books I am using actually. Okay, it's uploading in the chat. It's almost done. Okay, yeah, it's done. You can download it. And as I said, let me show you. You can also go to our, yeah, let me, okay. So just if you type asatacademy.ai, takes you to our learning portal. Okay, this is our learning portal. You can see some of the courses which we have. All right. You can see some of the courses we have. We have different types of courses, self-paced courses. We have instructor-led courses, and we have some of the events which we are holding. Okay, so you can open any event So this will normally add it maybe uh, after 48 hours. You'll be able to access these recordings. Okay. For this one, then you can come to here, instructor led, for example. You will see this register now. Okay, this is the instructor led. Okay. Okay, it's in the events. Okay, if you come to the events, you will see Python Programming Masterclass. Yes. So should be ready by tomorrow. There are no lessons yet because this is the first event. This is the first session. So that's why you don't see anything. But if you come tomorrow or in the next 24, 48 hours and you open it, you will see something like this, for example, and you can begin lesson. You will see the lessons will open up, which will be the, so you, I think you will just see the session one that will be added, which is just the one that we just finished. You can open it up and you will see the video here. You can see from here, you will see download lesson resources. So this is where we normally, you can click here and it will download all the lesson resources that you need. You can see these are some of the resources. You can save them and you can be able to access it, where you will see this lecture note as well as the maybe other, if there are assignments or codes or something like that, everything is added to the resources. Okay. uh yeah, because we are actually trying to build this platform and we are also using AI to enhance the learning experience of our students. You can come here while you are watching, let's say, uh, a recorded session. You can ask question directly. If you have any concern that is not clear, you can just click this ask question. You can type your question to the AI chat assistant which I built, and it will help you. For example, you can ask it what is a variable Python, okay, and it will help you with the response real time. So the idea is so that our students will be able to have real time feedback while they are looking at our or watching the videos. So they don't have to waste time reaching out to us, maybe, or going to Google to try to Google it out before maybe coming back. That will cause disruption in the learning process. So we don't want that to be the case. So as they are watching a video, if you have any question, you can just click on this ask question and type in your question and you will get a response in real time. So you can see this is the response. A variable in Python is a reserved memory location to store values. In other words, a variable in Python gives data to the computer for processing. It is defined and what again. Yeah, can you simplify? Give me a simplified explanation with examples. Maybe this is too complex. Sure, I will help to simplify it further. Think of a variable like a box. This was the explanation I was making, like a magic box, where you can put something inside and later check what's inside it. Python, you can create a box or variable with any name like this. Okay, my variable is 5. Here, my variable is now a box that contains the value 5. Okay, so this is our learning platform. It's currently under development, but this is the MVP. We make it available for our students. And you can also go and sign up, sign in, and get access to the recordings. It is free. Okay. So for now, it's everything, all the programs are for free. Of course, we have some instructor-led courses that we are running with some of our students. So only those students have access to these courses. Have some specializations also. Okay. Uh, yeah, so we do specializations. Okay. We give certifications, yes, but normally our certifications, for example, these are some of the specializations I'm doing with some of my students. This is AI powered communication system. So some of my students will come, okay, I would like to learn how to use AI. And like this one is a PhD who is working in ADNOC, Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. So she is actually even my senior colleague, and she didn't do AI or machine learning. She wants to learn now. So I did AI and machine learning. So the idea is she knows communication systems and she knows the communication field very well, but she doesn't know how to use AI and machine learning and how to implement solutions using machine learning and AI. So she come and we have a discussion, and I designed this kind of personalized curriculum specifically for her. So that's something we do also. So if I know your use case or your own industry, we can come up with a personalized curriculum for you, and you can now be holding this. And this one is another student who wants to know how to use IoT system development, where you have this Internet of Things devices, things that have to do with, let's say, your computer or your fridge, providing you with update of what it is having inside or what you are running out of, so that you can maybe make purchases, or you can use, smart home. If you have a smart home, that is all IoT, smart farm, smart agriculture, and stuff like that. So that's what he wants to learn. So we have the curriculum. If you open, you see the curriculum for each one of this. For example, this is this. You can download the curriculum. You will see the curriculum for each of the courses which we are providing. And we have some who also wanted to learn about how to use AI in trading and investment also. So this is the curriculum also, which is how it works. So we teach Python as well as AI, machine learning, and some few things. So yeah, as I said, it is currently under development, and you can take advantage of this. It's for free at the moment. We want to make it free so that we can get good feedback from the users, and that will allow us to improve the platform so that we will keep providing the best possible solution and outcome for our clients. So yeah, we provide this kind of specializations. We provide all these courses also, and once you take our course, you will be ready for the industry. Okay, so yeah, I can say yes to your question. All right. So yeah. So if you have any other question, please go ahead and ask. If you have no question, we can call it a day and hope to see you next week. And yeah, if you can also invite others. The videos and the recordings will be made available so they can really get up to speed by watching the video. And sometimes, you know why I ask people to bring in one or two people together? Because when it comes to programming, right, it is something that actually works best if you have a country, if you have a community, you know, because somebody helps you. Okay, yeah, you found this on Eventbrite. Yes, I loaded it up there. I added it there. So if you have a friend, who will always be asking questions, he is trying something out, you are trying something out, you figure something out, you share it with this person, you also figure something out, he shares it with you. It really helps you learn faster, and it also gives you opportunity to collaborate with them. I can assure you that the learning experience too is different, because these things are more of hands-on. It's nothing you read and that's it. No, it's something that the more you engage with it, the more you talk about it, the better you learn. So if you have one friend, or two people, you can invite them. Even if it is your, let's say, your sibling or your child, you can tell them, okay, come, let's do this. And the discussions are always valuable, like uh, very helpful. But regardless, nevertheless, I think I am trying my best to see if I can communicate well to help you understand the concepts, even if you are alone. Okay. So, um, thank you for being here. I know it's not easy to spend all this time, sitting, and I hope I was able to add value to your time. Time is expensive, so I hope it was worthwhile. All right. Okay, Kevin, take care. Bye. All right. Thank you. Happy. Yeah. Bye. See you.